Happy Thanksgiving. Welcome to this year's Thanksgiving morning workout. This one is called Give Thanks and Planks. In years past, I've always tried to offer some type of fun workout for folks to do on Thanksgiving morning to get their day started. I think it's important to get your exercise in and get that focus and clarity, especially on a day like Thanksgiving. So in years past, I've done thighs before pies. I've done a planks giving challenge. This year I also have the gratitude walk challenge, which today is the final day for that. So hopefully you've been participating in that challenge as well. And then this morning we have give thanks and planks. So this is going to be a fun workout. It's body weight only. So you should be able to do it pretty much anywhere you are at the moment. You just need to make sure that you've got some space. There are the exercises in here. I'll give you modifications for all of the exercises. And I will show you all the exercises before we get into the workout. I've also added in a previous post a printed version of the workout, as well as a video that shows the exercises. So if you can't join me right now, you can have the workout for later, okay? So let's run down the workout and what we're going to do. You need about 24 minutes. That's how long this workout is going to take. I have 4 body weight exercises and 4 plank variations that we're going to do. We're going to be doing the body weight exercise for 40 seconds. Then you get 10 seconds to transition into the plank variation, which we're going to be holding for 30 seconds. Then you get another 10 seconds to transition, and we go back into a body weight exercise, okay? So each round is going to have 4 body weight exercises and 4 plank variations, and we're going to do each round 4 times. It ends up being 24 minutes for your 2024 Thanksgiving Day workout. So let me run down the exercises, give you the modifications, and we can get started so you can get into your Thanksgiving day. The first exercise is a squat to an alternating knee up, okay? So we're just doing a body weight squat, coming up, bringing your knee up, squat, other knee up. Modification, you can just stand and do a knee up. You can just do the knee up, okay, if you don't want to be doing the squat. When you're doing the squats, make sure your heels do stay on the ground. We don't want those heels coming off the ground and putting pressure on the knee. So you can always put your hands out in front of you. That kind of helps to counterbalance when you're doing your squat and helps you to sit back. All right, so that's your first exercise. The plank variation is just going to be a forearm plank. So on your forearms, you can do this with palms up, palms down, whatever is most comfortable for you. In that forearm plank, your body's in a nice straight line. If you find that those hips are sagging, go ahead and go to your knees and hold the plank here. Or you can do an elevated plank from a chair or your couch, okay? You can do that as your modification. Our second body weight exercise is going to be a split squat pop. So here we're standing with feet together. You're basically doing a reverse lunge and popping up, alternating sides and popping up. If you want to make it low impact and you want to modify it, you're just going to be going into a reverse lunge. You're just stepping into a reverse lunge and just go at your own speed at your fitness level. If you find that you're having trouble balancing, you can always hold on to something and right next to you can do that as well, okay? Our plank variation is actually going to be a glute bridge, okay? A glute bridge. So on the ground, coming up, feet press firmly into the ground, belly buttons down, glutes are squeezed, and you're going to hold this position. That's the main part of the exercise. If you want to make it more challenging, I want you to do glute bridge marches. You're lifting one foot off the ground. So you're having to add in that stabilization of having one foot lifted off the ground. Okay, so either a glute bridge or glute bridge march for that plank variation. All right, then we come up. And I will be going through all these exercises during the workout, so you don't have to remember them. I'll be calling them. The next one is called a skater reach and pull. So we're working laterally with our legs now. So skater reach and pull is we're coming down to the ground, reaching down, and pulling, kind of like you're grabbing weeds and pulling, drawing the elbow back, stepping out to the side. Now, if you don't have the mobility to come down, you could just reach down to your knee or reach across. You can do that as well. You can just reach across, okay? So you're just stepping out and reaching. If you can reach down, I want you to do that. But when you reach down, don't round, okay? Nice, strong, flat back. Don't round down because that's going to be putting pressure on that lower back there. Our plank variation is a plank shoulder tap. So coming into a full plank and tapping the shoulder. So here you're balancing on 3 points. What you don't want to have happen in this variation is to rotate the hips when you go to tap. So keep your hips towards the ground and tap. If that's too hard, just come to your knees and do that from your knees, okay? You can always have something soft under your knees as well, foam pad or a rolled up towel works too. From the plank shoulder tap, we're just going to stay on the ground. We're going to be doing some ab work. We're doing a cross body V up, laying all the way on the ground, coming up, reaching to the outside of your foot, back down, doing that V up, so in a V shape, right? If that's too hard, the modification is to bend your knee and reach under or reach to your foot. If coming up is still too difficult, just stay here and reach to the outside of the foot, okay? And our last plank variation is rotating hip drops. So we're just going to flip over into forearm plank and rotate your hips side to side, okay? If that's too hard, I just want you to hold the forearm plank, hold the plank from your knees, hold the plank from elevated surface, or you can come up too. If you want to get your lower body involved, you can bring the knees in as well. You can do that from elevated also, okay? So that runs down all the exercises and modifications. As we go through this workout, I will be giving you cues. I will be calling out those modifications. And during that 10 seconds of transition, I'll remind you what's coming up next, okay? So I'll have a clock on the wall. That's going to keep us on track. So once again, it's 40 seconds for the body weight exercise, 10 seconds to transition, and 30 seconds for your plank variations, 10 seconds to transition. We go through all those exercises I just showed you for 4 rounds. I'm already out of breath. So work at your own pace. Don't feel like you have to keep up with me, even though I will be going a little bit slower today. The main thing with this workout is that you're having fun, you're getting in some movement. You should not feel on Thanksgiving Day that you have to earn your meal, okay? You're doing this because movement is good and it helps us have that focus and clarity that we need to get through the day. All right, let's get started with the workout. And we're beginning with a squat to alternating knee up. So let's go ahead and get started with this give thanks and planks workout. All right. Haven't used this timer in a while, so hopefully I set it up correctly. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1. Our squat to alternating knee up. You can have your hands behind your head. You can have them out in front of you if you need that counterbalance. Again, your modification is just to be standing up tall and bringing a knee up, okay? Make sure that those heels are staying on the ground, that they aren't coming off the ground, putting extra pressure onto your knees. And you can see also when I'm doing that, keeping my chest lifted. I'm not rounding forward, trying to keep that chest lifted like I'm sliding up and down a wall. Sitting back into a chair is a good prop. If you've got a chair, you can act like you're tapping back to your chair. Okay, you got 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds, we're going to come down to the ground. We're going to be doing a forearm plank and holding that for 30 seconds, okay? Here we go. Some good cues for planks are to press the heels back, squeeze your quads, lift your belly button, those types of things. You want to stay in a nice flat line. You don't want the butt up here. If your butt's here, bring it down, press those heels back. If you're sagging, go ahead and go to your knees. Throughout the workout, if you start to fatigue, go to that modification. It's always going to be your best friend. It's going to help you stay moving and help you to not get injured, right? We have 10 seconds to transition into our split squat pops. So this is a continuous workout. Split squat pop. So we're standing with feet together, doing that reverse lunge and trying to pop back into it. If you can't pop into it, you're just doing a reverse lunge, stepping back, getting those steps in. So I was saying this is a continuous workout. This is one form of workouts that I like to do, my continuous 20s, my continuous 24s. So we just keep moving from one exercise to the next with minimal rest. The point is to try to stay moving throughout the workout. That's why I said go to that modification if you need to so that you can keep moving. You got 3, 2, 1. We're going down to the ground. Our plank variation is the glute bridge. You can either hold that or do a glute bridge march. Let's go ahead and come up. And if you can, lift one foot off the ground. Now here, you don't want to be having the butt down here when you do it. You gotta lift up, you gotta press those heels into the ground, really squeeze, draw the belly button down. Okay, and as you lift, you gotta keep that. You gotta stay lifted, really feeling that energy all the way into the glutes. Stay here if you can, really squeeze. If you need to rest, come down, come back up. You got 3, 2, 1. 10 seconds to transition. We're coming back up. I really like that glute bridge march. It's a really good core exercise. Skater reach and pull is next. So we're going laterally with our legs, one out to the side, stepping out to the side, trying to reach down as if you're grabbing the lead and pulling it. So you get a little back work in as well. So you draw your elbow back. Make sure when you draw your elbow back, you're not pinching, but you're kind of bringing it back towards your glute. Okay, the palm comes up towards your glute, elbow goes back. If you can't reach down all the way, just reach your knee or reach across and pull, okay? And then as you get these exercises down, maybe in subsequent rounds, you're going a little bit quicker pace. This first round, you can use it as a little bit of a warm-up. Okay. Tapping out to the side. 10 seconds to go down to the ground for our plank variation, which is the plank shoulder taps. Your modification is from your knees or from your knees for this one would be your variation. Okay. You want to make sure you're not rotating the hips. Okay. You want to keep those hips towards the ground as you lift one hand off the ground. Okay. Then tap. Again, your modification is from your knees. Make sure you're really drawing that belly button in. You got 5 more seconds to hold this plank. And we're just going to flip over and work our abs now with the cross body V up. You're reaching to the outside of your foot, coming up into that V. So coming up, trying to get into that V up position. You're bouncing on your glutes. That's tough to do, right? So if you can't do that, modification is going to be to bend your knee. If coming up is difficult, I just want you to stay here. Try to reach to the outside of your foot. If you're doing the full variation, keep your glutes on the ground. Make sure they're not coming up to where you're trying to get that extra momentum to bounce. And breathe through this word out. We are working continuously. You got 3, 2, 1. Rotating hip drops are next. Make sure you are breathing through the exercises. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Rotating hip drops. Just rotating side to side. You're not coming all the way to the ground. Rolling kind of on the outside of your foot. Working from your core there. Again, if that's too difficult, I just want you to stay in the forearm plank or come up to full plank, and you can bring your knees in or you can bring them out to the sides. That's hard to do too, but if you wanted to get that involvement, if it's harder for you to rotate, if it's easier for you to bring a knee in, you can do that, okay? All right, that completes one round. Carefully come up, and we're gonna go right back to the top, to our squat, to alternating knee up. So this is round 2. So now we've been through it one time already. Maybe we start to pick up the pace a little bit in this second round. Again, the modification here is going to be just the knee up. I know a lot of folks have issues with doing squats. Okay, so get that knee up. Getting the knee up really works our core, works our lower abs. Put your hands out in front of you if you need that counterbalance, or have that chair behind you as a prop, so you ensure that you're sitting back. All right, forearm plank. Hold in your plank for 30 seconds. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Hold for 30. Maybe while you're here, think about what you're thankful for today. Focus on that. Like I said in years past, I've done the plankful challenges where we've held planks and thought of things we're thankful for. When you're in the plank too, make sure that you are not looking up or to the side like I am at y'all. Just look right at those fingertips. And if you start to sag, go to your knees. And when you're in plank too, don't forget to breathe. I feel like we hold our breath a lot in those types of exercises when we do planks. All right, come on up. Going into split squat hops or just a reverse lunge. But if you can't get that little extra cardio in, add that in. Stepping back, popping up. If you need to just walk into it, do that. Also, if you find you're losing your balance, step out to the side slightly, okay? Shouldn't feel like you're on a tightrope. 20 more seconds here. Just reach back. If you need to hold on to something, you got a chair. If you need that balance, use it. Less than 10 seconds. Step back, reach back. 3, 2, 1. Going down to the ground for our glute bridge. If you can do the march, try it, okay? It's a really great exercise for core. I usually add it at the end of a leg day for my core and my abs. If you can't lift that leg up, I find it hard to balance. If you find you're having to drop down, I just want you to stay here. Just stay here, focus on the muscles you're using for this exercise. Glutes, draw the belly button down. Feel your feet pressed into the ground. Feel the energy from your heels all the way up to your glutes. Okay. 10 seconds to come back up. As you fatigue, head to left to left when we come up. It's a lot of up and down. All right, skater reach and pull. Reach and pull. Again, not rounding down to reach and pick something up. So this is functional movement, right? We reach down to grab things every day. It's good to notice how we're reaching down. We don't want to round down. Step that leg out to the side. Keep a nice strong back. Reach, pull when you come up. If that's too hard again, just go to the side, reach to the side, and pull. You can always just step into it. You don't have to hop into it like I am. Reach. Plank shoulder taps. It's going to be your plank variation. 10 seconds. When I come on down to the ground, your modification is from the knees for this one. Pop up. Your palms should be right under your shoulders if they're kind of out here. You might be like this, okay? Like a down dog. So come and bring those shoulders right over your palms. It's going to help straighten you out. Keep the hips square. Send those heels back. Squeeze your quads. Slow it down if you need to. Go to your knees if you need to. You got 5 more seconds here. And stay here on the ground. I'm going to do some V-ups. Cross body V-ups. Up, reach to the outside of that foot, come back down. Make sure you control yourself on the way down. You're not just letting yourself fall to the ground. Part of the exercise is that control on the way down. If it's too hard, like I said, this is difficult. Bend the knee, come up or stay here, right? Just stay moving. Continuous 24. You want to try to stay moving, so make use of those modifications. They can be your best friend. Exhale when you come up. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll over. Going into our hip drops. You got a couple options here for this one. Okay, you can stay in a forearm plank. If rotating is awkward for you or too difficult, or you find yourself like up here, you want to stay in a plank. Just rotate side to side. If that's too hard, you want to get the lower body involved, go ahead and bring the knee up. You can do that. Okay, you can go to the side. Maybe working from the side doesn't really work so much. Trying to give you guys some options. I think just staying in a forearm plank, if you find this to be a little too difficult, it's probably the best for you. And 3, 2, 1. Carefully come up. We're halfway through the workout. That completes round 2. Going back to the top for the squat to alternating the up. Here we go. Down and up. Remember, if you've got that chair, sit back, hips back, or another cue is up against the wall, okay? Tap back to the wall. So we don't want to be doing this. See how my heels are up, push pressure on my knees. You don't want that, okay? Put your hands out in front of you. You're gonna hold on to a chair, right? For that counterbalance, it's gonna help. And you've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Transition right into our forearm plank. Stay moving. Stay moving. That's the name of the game for these continuous 24s workouts. Rest is needed. Hold this plank. Think of what you're thankful for today. Pause. Breathe. Focus on your breath. Maybe try to get that heart rate down a little bit. If your hips start to sag, go to your knees. And 3, 2, 1. Carefully come up into our split squat. Pops. Here we go. And go at your own pace. Maybe you do a couple of these, and then you go into reverse lunge. Make it low impact. Hold on to a chair if you need that stability. And when you step back, step out the side a little bit, okay? That's gonna help with your balance. Get that little pop at the top. You're gonna work some of your calf muscles coming up on your toes here at the top. Less than 10 seconds. Whew. And 3, 2, 1. Coming down to the ground into the glute bridge, okay? Continuing to work glutes in this set. And coming up, again, when you're here, focus on the muscles you're working. So you should be bringing the belly button down. If you're like this and rounding the back, you need to bring the belly button down, lift your glutes, feel your heels, your foot into the ground. Try lifting a leg and doing some glute bridge marches, staying in that strong glute bridge position. You don't want those hips to start to sag. It should be a nice straight line. So if you're here with a hinge, all right, you gotta work on that. Okay, come on up. Skater reach and pull is next. Side to side. Reach down, draw the elbow back. Reaching down with a nice strong back, not rounding. If you can't reach down, reach across. Reach across. We'll do a combination of reaching up and over, reaching across, and reaching down. Switched up, make it fun, make it interesting, keep moving. You're more than halfway done with the workout this morning, and you just got 10 seconds left of this exercise before we go down into our plank shoulder taps. Come on down to the ground. Woo! And 3 seconds, going to pop up. And remember, keep those hips towards the ground. No rotating. And if you're back like this with the hips in the air, bring those shoulders over your palms. See how it strains you out there? And if you're here, come down to your knees. Okay. Tap and tap. If you have wrist mobility issues with all these planks, and I should have said this at the start of the workout, you can put a rolled up towel or yoga mat under your palms. That's going to help with anyone that has mobility issues with the wrist, or do them from elevated surface. All right, next one, crossbody dip. So we're staying right here. can, reach up. Control the movement on the way down. One vertebrae at a time. When you come down, like a little C curve. So you don't want to fall to the ground or bounce off your glutes. Again, bend your knees if you need that modification, or just stay seated and draw the knees and reach into the outside of the foot. Okay? You got about 5 seconds left here. In 3, 2, 1. Go into our plank hip drops. Go ahead and get in that forearm plank and rotate side to side. So you got to be in that straight plank, rotate, really work, lifting over side to side from those obliques. If you need to stay in forearm plank, just stay in forearm plank, or you can do knee-ins. Going up to a full plank, you can bring the knees in if you want to do that. Lots of options here. Just want to stay moving side to side, nice and controlled. Once we're done here, that's 3 rounds down. 1 more to go. Carefully come up, head to the left, back into our squat. So alternating knee up. So the last time you'll see this exercise today. Tap back to that chair if you got a chair behind you or a couch. Keep those heels on the ground. If you have balance issues when you bring that leg up, hold on to something. Or put your hands out in front of you. It's going to help you to counterbalance. Might even help you sit back. Hold on to a chair in front of you. Whatever you need to do, stay moving and have good form. And 3, 2, 1. We can put that exercise away. We're going into forearm plank. Go ahead and come down to the ground. You know your modifications. Press those heels back. You can do this elevated if you need to. You can go to your knees if you need to. Again, if your butt's in the air, bring those shoulders over the elbows. Press the heels back. Squeeze your glutes. Bring that belly button up. Breathe. Your gaze should be right at your fingertips. You should not be looking up, okay? And stay here and focus. Think of something you're grateful for today. All right, come on up. Split squat pops. And here we go. We got 40 seconds of these. And then we can put these away. Send it back, reach it back. Maybe reach down to the ground to get that full range of motion if you can. Or just step into it. And breathe. You're halfway done with this one. Final 10. Right here. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Say goodbye to split squat pops today. Glute bridge is next. So when you're in the glute bridge, I want you to think about the muscles being worked here. Come up, straight line. So we shouldn't have a hinge. Bring it up, straight line. If you can, start to bring a knee up, a leg up, staying in this nice straight position. I'll do these with a weight overhead because the weight helps to stabilize me as well. You got 3, 2, 1. That's my favorite exercise. All right, come on up carefully. Heads to the last to the left. Skater reach and pull. Down and really draw that elbow back. Get some back work in, like you're grabbing a lawnmower or pulling weeds. You're drawing back towards your glutes, so not straight up like this and pinching. Draw back. Out to the side again. If you can't reach all the way down, reach across. Reach up and over. This feels good. Nice little stretch there. Reach up and over. across. Less than 10 seconds. Stay moving. You're almost done today. And come on down to the ground. Plank, shoulder taps. Full plank or on your knees. Woo. Up and up. So this one, don't go quickly on this one. Okay, nice and controlled. You're working on that stabilization, core strength. Again, if you're here, get those shoulders over your palms. Press your heels back and no rotating. And 3, 2, 1. We have one more super set of exercises to go. One body weight exercise, one core exercise, plank exercise. V-ups. Here we go. Finish with the V-ups. Nice and controlled as you come down. Exhale on the way up. Try to get that whole upper body off the ground. If you can't, just want you to be here. Okay, bring that knee in and try to reach it outside of your foot. If you're in this position, I want you to focus on bringing the knee in, because if we reach forward, okay, bring the knee in. 10 more seconds. You can do it. Just stay moving. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last plank of the day. Final exercise. Rotating hip drops. Nice and controlled. Side to side. I'll face you for these. Okay. Side to side. Shoulders right over elbows. My gaze is at my palms. Working from the obliques to come up and over. Not holding my breath. Rotate. Stay in forearm plank if it's too difficult. And finish out this workout. And carefully come up. And we are done for today and for this year. Give yourself a hand for completing the Give Thanks and Planks Thanksgiving 2024 Continuous 24 workout. If you like this workout, I'm keeping this up. Like I said too, there is a printed out workout in the previous post that you can take with you. It has the description of the workout, timing for each exercise, description of all the exercises and how to properly perform them. And then there's a video as well that shows me doing the exercises, okay? Whether you did this with me now or you plan on doing it later, tomorrow, or whenever, I hope you enjoy it and that you find movement to be fun and inspiring and give you creativity and focus, all those great things. All right, so this was just 24 minutes out of your day today. And I hope everyone has a really amazing Thanksgiving. Again, the Gratitude Walk Challenge ends today, and that post is up there as well. Today, I want you to get out and walk with someone so that you can be heard, that you can share your gratitude with others. All right, y'all, let me know how you like the workout, and please have a very happy Thanksgiving day.